New AI tools come out every day. I tested a lot of them, but very few make the cut into my permanent stack. The ones that do tend to be tools that saves the most time, saving 3 hours a day, saves you over 1,000 hours per year. And for a lot of people, AI is already able to do that. Before you do anything else, an exercise that I personally recommend everyone to do is over the course of like a week, just write down all of your most time-consuming tasks, then set aside one day to find the best AI workflow to assist or even fully automate those tasks. I'll get into that in the next episode, so stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Little Thing Called Life with Gus. I'll go through a big list of tools across different use cases to help us kind of navigate and apply, some that will fit you and some that won't. Keep in mind, some of these will apply to you in your job role and some won't. Let's get into it there. Starting with Gamma. With Gamma, just write a text prompt and it will generate an entire beautiful presentation with engaging text, relevant images. There are other tools that do this, but Gamma has been my personal favorite, one that you can also create documents and websites. With Gamma, I've been primarily using it for presentations and I really enjoy it. The next one on my list is Cursor. Now, if you need a coding assistant, Cursor is the leading tool right now that you can build and deploy fully functioning apps without any coding knowledge. The cool part is that it's all just from prompting. Then you back and forth with any changes that you need. In this video, I don't have the time to go into Cursor in depth. Furthermore, I feel like Riley Brown has a bunch of videos on building cool stuff, and there's a ton on his channel with deeper dives into Cursor, so definitely go check it out. Complementary to that is Wizard, which is ideal for creating UI mockups, wireframes, and designs quickly using AI. You can generate from text, turn a screenshot into an editable mockup, or a hand-drawn sketch into a digital design, and then through prompting, you can iterate quickly, add or modify components, and for a powerful combination, you can actually export the code snippets and pass them into Cursor so Wizard can create the entire visual design quickly. Then Cursor can handle the back-end logic, fine-tune it all. You can do this all without any deep technical skills, the ability to easily build out apps that you can customize exactly to your liking, whether that's a personalized app just for your own use or to build for deploying publicly. The entire SaaS world is quickly changing at a rapid speed, but I will personally say that I am so happy that these things are out there because I've always wanted to get into applications, automations, and AI is now making that possible for everyday people like you and me. And overall, obviously I'm in the sales enablement industry. So for all your sales enablement professionals out there, this is gonna help you get going with AI and how you can personally apply it to various sales enablement initiatives. My next favorite tool that's on my stack is called Napkin AI. Napkin AI is amazing for creating graphics and visuals from text. They just recently came out with a big update that's faster and has a lot more designs. It's super easy to use, that's why I personally like it, and it's completely free as of the filming of this video. So I am signed in to my Napkin account, and as you can see here, I've already have some existing projects that you'll see here when you hit my Napkin. You can also go to library here and it'll open this back up, and these are already generated. So if you hover over them and you click and engage on any of them, you can see that there's options like export, you can style it, you can change the color, a lot of cool stuff. But today we're gonna do a new napkin from AI, draft with AI. I would like to show an awesome graph that has all kinds of visuals relating to PEG ratio, and then you're gonna hit continue and it's gonna go ahead and generate. And just like that, you can use Napkin AI, and underneath the hood of its AI engine, it's probably Claude or ChatGPT, and it spits out all this information. And all you wanna do is next to whatever section that you want to create a visual, you will see that there is a blue little thunderbolt. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just go ahead and give this one an example. It's gonna go ahead and generate something from this text. And just like that, it created a napkin for me of the design of this text, and we can go into different kind of styles. And this is really, really awesome because if you actually wrote a design or anything on an actual bar napkin, this really allows you to customize and do different things. So I'm just gonna hit this one. Once you select it, you can see that there's different types of styles. You can change the color, you're able to do all kinds of things. So definitely give it a shot on your end. The next topic I want to talk about is AI meeting assistants. Using an AI meeting assistant can be a huge time saver. There's also people like me that like to be present in meetings, and there's a lot of options out there, and I've tested a few, but my favorite one has to be Otter AI. Otter was rebranded back in November of 2016, and that's when I fell into it. I really like it because it's something that's so user-friendly with a short learning curve. On the more advanced side, with a lot more features and advanced functionalities, there's also something called Fireflies, but these all work similarly and they integrate into Zoom, Google Meets, and Microsoft Teams. It's pretty much gonna transcribe your full meeting, then give you a summary. You can also search the text, play back the audio, adjust the speeds, and now you can go into a chat section where you can go ahead and interact with your meeting, your chat, your thought, anything that you want is inside Otter AI. Then tap the words to jump to different spots. It can highlight key points to review later. It has automated slide capture. It will insert the notes. It's super helpful if you have a lot of meetings to be able to review them, but also want to be able to stay focused and attentive during the meeting. Then I definitely recommend Otter AI for your AI stack. All right, the next tool that made it into my personal tool stack is called FluxLaura. This next one is a big one if you have a YouTube channel. I have a FluxLaura trained on my face, and anytime I want an image of myself in any setting or pose, I can just prompt for it. I use this on Replicate, and it definitely helps me out a lot. If you want to drill deeper into this, I'll link a longer video if you need down in the description, but it's really easy to do. You basically just need at least 10 images of yourself from different angles and expressions. You upload them, name it, and select a few drop downs. It costs around $5 to train, which you only need to do once. Then it's just a few cents after that. Anytime you need to generate an image, you can easily make amazing, unique thumbnails without having to set up your camera, all the lighting, and everything in between. It's awesome. The next one on my list is Perplexity. Perplexity is another research assistant that I personally use, and it continues to get better and better. Okay, so we're here in Perplexity and I'm logged in. If you hover over on the left side of Perplexity, you're gonna see some tabs. And today, what I would like to do is kind of show you some of these things here, starting with finance. So as you can see here, before Perplexity rolled out its finance feature, I would use Yahoo Finance for a lot of things. But now I can go ahead and get some information like, when did Figma become a publicly traded account company? Right? And we're just going to do regular search here because you're going to see what happens. And we're going to go ahead and hit submit. Okay, looks like Figma became public on July 1st, which is great. It gives us a summary of everything. But if I go back to finance and let's say, okay, before I just search something else, I'm just going to type in here, Oklo. And as you can see here, within Perplexity Finance, it gives you all the information that you would have had to go to Yahoo Finance for, but it has all kinds of things of like key issues. And because you're inside Perplexity, we can go over here to Labs and say, what is the performance projection from well-known analysts on where Oklo will be at the end of 2025. And then we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we have Labs turned on, not deep research. We're just going to do Labs. And it's going to go ahead and search for 9 minutes. All right, so we're back and we have everything loaded into here. I started again within Perplexity's finance feature. And then once I found Oklo and what I needed, I was able to slide over and hit the labs button. And as you can see here, we have a nice performance analyst for the end of 2025. It does a great job with graphics. And this is stuff that would have taken me forever to do, or would have been, a cost to get done. So it's really nice. And something that people always forget is that at the top of the returned output, you can see the different assets that Perplexity has generated for you. And if you hover over any of them, you can download, you can copy, you can see the steps that it thought about, and then the sources that it cited. So very awesome stuff. Perplexity is my go-to for a lot of things now. And on the next episode, I'm going to be able to dive deeper into the finance features, as well as how to create Perplexity tasks, and also compare to the ability of creating tasks on ChatGPT. With Perplexity Assistant, you can ask it to play a specific song. It can help you book a restaurant. You can search with Vision, which is really nice, an upgrade that ChatGPT came out with operators, as well as all agents like this. Even though there's a lot of hype around them, they're not yet for anything practical that I've come across, but I do think it's a good idea to, again, mess around with different tools and get a feel for how AI interacts with websites on its own. Again, this is all great for learning's sake and to stay ahead of the curve. One day we may have a dashboard of agents where overseeing just kind of watching for mistakes in place to kind of intervene and nudge, but I think we're a ways out from that. We're getting close though. Sticking with LLMs, these are the types of AI tools that people generally are the most familiar with, but also one of the biggest time savers for me personally, and I assume could be for most people too. This is an area where, like I mentioned at the beginning, if you write down most of the consuming tasks that you often do over and over, we can find ways to utilize the power of AI and automation in order to assist with those tasks. And LLMs are the most common solution that I personally have found to speed up my workflow. The top two LLMs that I use right now is Perplexity and ChatGPT. Furthermore, I do really love Google because I am integrated with Google Docs and Slides. So I will always test Gemini just to make sure that I kind of keep things relevant. And when I need things like emails, docs, or slides that I've created in the past, Gemini is also my go-to. The next section of the video kind of talks about writing assistants. And I think that hands down, Claude is still my go-to writing assistant. Again, ChatGPT has definitely gotten better at creative writing, but I don't think that I will just use ChatGPT just yet because Claude has really defined my tone, my style, and there's a lot of other writing tools like Jasper, Lex, Write, Copy, and a tons of others. But for me, Claude is working, ChatGPT is working, Perplexity is working. Don't really need to go out and find any more writing assistants. Furthermore, if there's a specific type of writing that you do a lot, you may want to find one that's tailored for that. They typically all use Claude or ChatGPT under the hood, but they just have a solid prompt engineering and a nice UI on top of it. Typically, I just get outlines and do the bulk of the actual tone writing myself anyways. The next section that I want to cover is ChatGPT projects. This has been a huge game saver for me because it keeps all of my conversations for a specific topic in a folder that I can act on and come back to. It saves it nicely, whether you're on the app on the phone or you're the web browser. ChatGPT projects has definitely been a game changer. With ChatGPT, using custom GPTs or projects to streamline a repetitive task is something just about everyone will be able to do. Projects allow you to keep chats organized and contextually connected. It's great for long-term multi-step workflows. Here's a pretty easy one that I use for shorts. So I have a big list of types of hooks and example hooks that I upload to that project file inside ChatGPT. I then have a step-by-step instructions as well. To start, I have to do is just type in my topic and then it will give me a list of hooks in each style. So I can refine and pick one. From there, it will move to the next step of the workflow. It's a whole collaborative process that speeds up short form creation for me personally. I'll also say that I do have this set up in Claude. This isn't particularly creative writing, so both work really well. The next section that I want to talk about is custom GPT. When you're inside ChatGPT, whether on the app or the web browser, if you head over to GPTs, you're gonna be able to see a whole ton of public-facing GPTs that have been created. Chances are, if you have something you're thinking of creating a ChatGPT for, you might as well check to see if someone else has already created it. One example I use that I really like is I have a ChatGPT for crafting prompts. That's a huge time saver. This for videos, I just enter a simple prompt and it's gonna elaborate into much longer prompts that works better for AI video tools. It gives me multiple options. That's really nice to have. I have another one for LLMs, basically training ChatGPT to prompt itself, and another for text to image prompts. And very often this is overlooked feature, so definitely check it out next time that you're inside your ChatGPT app or on the web browser. You can actually summon your GPT in any chat. Just click inside the chat box of ChatGPT and then choose the GPT from the list. Then ask for what you need. It will then use all that context and instructions you've built into that ChatGPT to tailor a response for you. If you take anything away from this video today, again, I do recommend you actually create a list of your most time-consuming tasks and try to find a way that AI can help. I really hope that this video will give you some ideas, and this is a huge list of tools that have personally helped me in my productivity. And I feel these 10 tools are a good place to start. Thanks for watching this episode of Little Thing Called Life with Gus. I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day. Arrivederci. Ciao.